Look at the figure of speech in the poem. You don't have any examples of simile and personification or metaphor in this poem. All that you can find is hyperbole. I'm using the word hyperbole. The spelling, it's a figure of speech in English. Hyperbole, Hyperbole. The pronunciation is hyperbole. Hyperbole. What does it mean? It is extreme exaggeration of something. You make a small thing appear to be great. So that is exaggeration. We do it in our daily life. Every time, everybody comes out with so many, instances of hyperbole while talking, conversation. For example, if you see a speeding car, then you will feel like saying, oh look, the car is traveling faster than the speed of light. Can any car travel faster than the light? No, it's impossible. So here you exaggerate it. I'll give you another example. If you wait for your friend for nearly half an hour, 45 minutes, you lose your patience and you'll tell yourself, come on, I've been waiting for ages. I've been waiting for you for years. Does somebody wait for someone else for years? Never. So that is exaggeration. So usually teachers tell you this. See, when you don't understand a certain thing that the teacher teaches you, he will get angry and he'll tell you, come on, I have told you this 100 times. Still you don't understand. So no teacher will tell you anything 100 times. So that is exaggeration. See, now look at the poem. In the poem, the son tells the father, see, you balance an eel on the end of your nose. Now he says this to show that father has got very good eyesight. His eyes are sharp and he has got very good concentration power. To show this, he says, you're so strong, you're so clever, that your eyes are so sharp that you can make an eel stand on the end of your nose. Can anybody do that? Eel is a fish that is very long. It looks like a snake. How can anybody keep such an eel on the end of his nose? It's impossible. So there is exaggeration. Another one. The son tells him, while talking about his jaws, he tells him, you finish the goose with the bone and the beak. Come on, does anybody eat the bones? Does anybody eat the beak? So the son is trying to tell the father that you eat everything. You don't even leave behind a piece. Greedily you eat everything. So he exaggerates it by saying that you eat the goose with the bones and the beak. So there is only one figure of speech here. These are the two examples. Now I'll give you some of the questions that can be put on this poem. The first question, how does the poem present the generation gap between the old man and the young man? Let me repeat, how does the poem present the generation gap between the old man and the young man? Second question, describe the amazing things that the old man does in spite of his age. Describe the amazing things that the old man does in spite of his old age. Third question, how does the son keep reminding his father that he is very old? How does the son keep reminding his father that he is very old? Next one. What impression of the young man do you get from this poem? What impression of the young man do you get from this Next question. Describe the character of Father William. Describe the character of Father William. Next one. What questions does a young man ask Father William? What questions does a young man ask Father William? Question mark. What answers does he get? What answers does he get? This is the sub question here. Let me repeat. What questions does a young man ask Father William? Question mark. What answers does he get? Now, the last question, seventh question. How does Father William react to his son's criticism? How does Father William react or respond to his son's criticisms? Okay. I hope you have understood the poem. I'll be back with another lesson. Thank you so much for listening to me.